Ready or not. Ready or not. Here I come. Can't hide. Gonna find you.
What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? It's your boy Anthony again here with Wise Horizons, where you get to listen, you get to watch, and you get to learn as we go along on this journey of all of the great things that it is that God gives me to talk about. And now, if you haven't had a chance and if you've been following along, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can keep following along with all that it is that we're going to be talking about on Wise Horizons. So today's topic is going to be, what are you working towards? So in today's topic, we're going to be diving into some great questions simply to be able to help individuals out who they're trying to figure out what are they working to, or you haven't even thought about it. So we're going to dive right into it, and today's video is not going to be long. Hopefully it's a short one. Let's see what happens. So now, what is it that you really want? That's going to be today's first question. With where you're going, with what you're doing, with where your job is, or what it is that you use to make money, it's like, what is it that you really want? Like, when I say that, is it a happy life? Is it financial freedom? Is it generational wealth? Are you working for that? Or what are you working towards? Because some people go to a job because they've been sold the American dream, and really their goal is to live a happy life, put their kids through college, own a car, own a boat, pay off the mortgage, and then by the time that they're 60, retire, and it's just like, what have I done? So what are you working towards? What is it that you really want? And these things that I've just stated, whether it's a happy life, whether it's generational wealth, whether it's financial freedom, take time to think about that. Because as you think about these things, like whatever comes to mind, now you need to be asking yourself, why do you want whatever it is that comes to mind? Because everybody's answer is going to be different. And the reason I'm saying that is because there is an importance to your why. Whatever comes to mind, now you need to be asking, why do I want this thing? And like, what the importance of your why does is it actually gives you clarity. Not only does it give you clarity, it actually also reveals what's really important to you, as well as it gets your brain actually active and it makes you think. Now, what's beautiful about that is a lot of people don't like to think. That's why a lot of people have to have other people think for them, simply because it takes a lot of energy to think, and especially to try to think about, why am I at McDonald's? Why am I going to this office every day? Why do I do the things that it is that I do to make a living or to make ends meet? Like, a lot of people don't want to think about that. So because they don't want to think about it, they just let other people think for them. Also, no one wants to take out the mental capacity or the mental energy to actually think about why they are doing what they're doing. So a lot of people in doing so actually blindly just follow. They just go with the status quo. They go with the flow. Well, everybody else is working at McDonald's, so I'm going to work at McDonald's. Well, everybody else is going into sales, so I'm going to go into sales. Well, everybody else is doing this, so I'm going to do that because it's the norm. When in all reality, if you think about your why, there's an importance to why what it is that you really want is important. Why you should be thinking about that thing, because once it opens up clarity, now you can start to say, okay, why am I really going to this job? What am I utilizing this job for? Am I utilizing it to the best of my ability so that I can get closer to where it is that I desire to be? Or really, am I willing to step out into a territory that I've never stepped into, uncharted, unbeknownst to me, which I've never done before, to actually tap into my why of where it is that I'm trying to go, whether it's financial freedom, whether it's generational wealth, or whether it's really to just even experience life. And like, your why is going to be able to tell you a lot of things, and it's very important that you actually ask why. Also, with the why, once you realize your why, this is what's going to happen. You will be able to see. You will be able to see clearly. You will be able to see with a type of vision, with a type of vividness of, okay, This is why I do the 9 to 5. This is why I do this. But also, you will see that, okay, this 9 to 5, I'm really only working to live because that's what I've been sold, that's what I've been told, and that's what I've been given. That's what I've seen everybody else do. So you will be able to see. Also, you will start to question, why am I coming to this 9 to 5? Is this all? Because like, I'm going to this job, but I'm not like fulfilled on the inside. I'm going to this job, but it's really only to pay those bills. I'm going to this job, but it's really to keep doing what everybody else saying this is what I have to do. Whoever actually said you have to do that besides every other person that has been sold that dream as well? So like, you will start to question things. And when you start questioning things, that's when things actually get interesting, because you're not blindly following the crowd because that's what everybody else is doing. So if you're determined, you will start to strategize. So those who will see will also start to question, but those who actually have the quality of determination will start to strategize. How do I get out of the rat race? How do I get out of the flow? How do I get out of the status quo of what everybody else is doing? And when in all reality, we're all going to work and we're all complaining about the job, even though you say, oh, I make $19 an hour. It's good money. But it's a job because that's what you have come to believe. That's what you have to do. But any person that has stepped outside of the false belief will experience opposition to see, are you really ready to tread within that territory? Are you really ready to step out on faith, or step out to the places in the realms that's unbeknownst to you? You will be challenged. But the question is, it's just like, are you going to continue to strategize? Are you going to continue to step forward even though you don't see a way, even though it looks like everything is up against you, even though it's like, yo, I might look foolish to everybody else. What am I doing? I might as well just go back. When in all reality, it's just like, no, keep going forward even if it doesn't make sense. You will start to strategize. Your mind will start to unlock new ways for you to do different things if you're willing to step into that territory that's unbeknownst to you. So like, once you're actually determined, you will strategize. And what that's going to look like, you're going to be able to find a way to acquire the true life that you actually strive for. So it's not just going to come like that. No, like anything that's worth having, you're going to have to fight for. Anything that's worth having, there's going to be a struggle. Anything that's worth having, it's not just going to be handed to you, because like, greatness does not come with just a handing over to it. Because if you have not went through things or experienced pressure, you just being like given something great, you will be crushed under that. And it's as simple as that. You're going to be crushed if you have not been tested. You have to be tested. And I'm simply saying that simply because, like, what is it that you really want? What is it that you're really working towards? Are you going to the 9 to 5 just to get to like 58 or 60 and pull out a pension or pull out retirement? It's like, is that life? What is life if you're only going to a job to exist? People think that I have to go here to pay these bills to live, when in all reality, you're actually just existing, because the moment you come from that 9 to 5, you go home, you hate your life. It's just that simple. And you have to do it all over again for another 4 to 5 days out of the week. And you dread it every single day of the week, possibly just to be living for the weekend and say, well, we finna work throughout the week and we're going to party on the weekend. And oh my gosh, we're just rolling down the hill. We have to do it again. And you're actually not even living. Scratch that. You're working to exist. When really there are people out here who are finding things that they love to do, and they're literally working to live, but really they're basically getting paid to live. They're getting paid to experience life. They're getting paid to enjoy and to rejoice because they actually love what it is that they're doing. Now, does that mean they're going to love it every day? Probably not, but they love it more than not than the person who goes to the job, who got the job just because they needed to pay a bill. Let's be real. What are you working towards? What are you striving for? The thing is, are you willing to reevaluate the end goal? What is your end goal? Is your end goal just to pay off the mortgage before you're 60 to say, I did it? Is the end goal just to be able to cash in on retirement and say, I did it. Is the end goal just to put your children through college? Is the end goal to pay off the car? Is that the end goal? Is that all? Is that all? Or like, what are we really working towards? Are we here to exist? Or are we here to live life? That's my question to every person. I'm not really going to just go crazy into this topic today because really it's a question thing. Are you willing to ask yourself, what is the end goal? What am I working towards? Also, once you come up with your why or what's important to you, hey, what's important to me? What am I doing? Why is this important to me? And once you come into that, now it's like, oh, let me really see, what is this job for? What am I doing here? Is this helping me grow? Is this helping me live? Is this helping me tap into all who it is that I could be or who I'm called to be? These are the things that you should be asking yourself. This is more so a question video. Because if you're not asking yourself questions, you're just going with the flow. And if you don't ask questions, scripture says ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be open to you. But if we're living in a generation where people aren't asking questions, man, they're just going with what they're told because they're not stirring up their creative ability or they're not stirring up the consciousness, the power of consciousness that they have within them to actually use their thinker. Like, most people don't think because it's hard and a lot of people don't like to do the hard thing. But that's all that I have to say. What are you really working towards? And if you're willing to ask yourself those questions, sit down. Write down the answers and see what's important to you and why it's important to you and how can you get there. Is where you are right now going to get you there, or is where you are a dead end to a path that's just that's basically allowing you to experience a life of existence rather than living a life worth to live. But until next time, y'all have a great and blessed day.